This is Monday with the Messiah for June the 15th, 2026, here on Following Him, the Disciple Life. The Messiah told truth from a place of love. In Mark 10, we have the rich young ruler coming to Jesus to ask him what he needs to do to have eternal life. And Jesus begins to go through the commandments. And in verse 20, it states, "And he answered and said to him," that is, the rich young ruler said to Jesus, "Teacher, all these things I have kept from my youth." Then Jesus, looking at him, loved him and said to him, "One thing you lack. Go your way, sell whatever you have and give to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. And come, take up the cross and follow me." But he was sad at this word and went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. You know, people do want to cherry pick Jesus, as they do the scriptures in general, and they might focus on things about Jesus's love, or they might focus like in a chapter like Matthew 23, and even that you'd have to cherry pick a bit, because that chapter, when you get to the end, it shows the sorrowful heart of the Messiah, but still they'll focus on his harsher words in places like Matthew 23. Here in Mark 10, we have Jesus telling somebody a hard truth. When you look at the commandments that Jesus begins to go through, you'll notice he doesn't mention any of the commandments about idolatry, but in a way he does. Him telling this rich young ruler to sell all his possessions, you know, that's not something he told to everyone, but he did to this man. Apparently with this man, his possessions were an idol. And we know that from verse 22, because the Son of God has told him what to do to have eternal life, but he turns away as a result. This came before God for him. And so this was a hard truth that he needed to hear. But it came from what? Once again, in the beginning of verse 21, then Jesus, looking at him, loved him and said to him. See, with the Messiah, it's not an either or of tell the truth or show love. You tell the truth from a place of love. You do as it talks about in Ephesians 4:15, speaking the truth in love. That's what the Messiah did. That's what we must do. You have a good rest of the day, and shalom.